today.
I was like riding a tricycle just to get here. Jeez.
Usually it's Mike with the sound off issues and we get the sound music.
I can't help it. I got a loose wrist, okay? I got to hit all the buttons here. I don't know which I'm hitting. Hi, everybody.
You're sharing all the groups and you're very busy and important.
Yes.
And I'm just over here counting.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, someo's got to keep us on track.
At least I counted right today.
On St. Augustine this evening, this fabulous show.
Tuesday.
Yes. It's our show Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because he's at, where's Mr. Davis tonight?
EZB.
Planning and zoning.
The 14-hour planning and zoning meeting.
And I didn't want to ask him because I know like he can't answer, but like they're talking about the roller skating ring tonight.
There's a roller skating ring?
Yes. So like there's like this big proposal out there right now about a roller skating ring potentially coming into on Anastasia Boulevard. You know what that old bazaar place?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do this.
You heard it first from me, honey. Yes.
Teenagers that need someplace to go. Let's
do this.
This
will be good, right?
Like total flashback to our childhood.
Yeah.
Like my kids would get a little glimpse of that like 80s.
It would be amazing.
Fantastic.
The only thing I want to rule out is couples only. Couples only skate. No, we need person lonely. That'll be a perfect. Yeah. Keep everybody single.
In 2025,
then I would go like have some like mediocre slice of pizza and just watch everybody go around and around.
In 2025, could you do a couples only?
I don't know.
Because what's a couple? Is it a throuple? Is it a who knows?
In this town, Amanda, please. I only see a few upside down pineapples, not just so many.
Oh, you're not going north enough on the island.
Oh, really? I know, right. That is true. You are totally dead on right. God bless you.
I had a friend that explained to me what that was because they were doing real estate.
Yeah.
And they were very confused about all of the pineapples in the neighborhood. And they were like, well, it's a lovely neighborhood. It's a great deal. So they bought, and then suddenly like everyone's coming to their door and they don't understand why. And someone like they were Southern. In the South, you put out pineapples because like it's a Southern thing. And so like I have family members that have pineapple door knockers. Like it's a thing that you do in the South. And suddenly they're like the most popular kids in town. They moved out of that neighborhood.
Now I know what to get them for Christmas. That'll be great. Yes, that'll be wonderful.
I try to explain
for their pleasure
to my mom and my aunts that like the pineapple doesn't mean the same thing that it used to mean.
Oh, it depends on the placement.
Yeah, it's
got to be right side up, then you're fine. That's normal Florida, but upside down, honey, you're going downtown.
People get confused. You know they've banned the upside down pineapple on cruise ships?
No, that was like their like meeting marketing ground.
Yeah, you can get those like car magnets and you can stick it on the door, and they're like banned.
They're like no bueno, no bueno.
Because it's a whole thing for like big cruisers to decorate the door.
True story.
And like, so if you go on a cruise, people now like show their personality on the cruise doors, and they have magnets, they have this whole thing, and they'll like completely show their personality on their cruise doors. And the pineapples were becoming a problem.
I just tagged Barbara Jean in the comments because I don't know if anybody did that yet. So yeah, no, it's very.
So yeah, don't like luau theme your door on accident and end up with like looky-loos at 3
Yeah, because if I'm around, I'm turning all your pineapples upside down.
Don't do that.
You know me. I know I'm ornery.
That reminds me, you know, Amazon gets like every now and again on your socials, Amazon ads, and you'll get like,
I'm getting your lizard necklace like constantly. It's in my algorithm
because
constantly.
Everybody was talking about it in front of you.
It was the talk. It was the accessory of the game.
Everybody loved it.
Literally, yes. I'm
couldn't
so
go
glad
anywhere
you
without
consulted with me first.
I know.
And I said, purchase.
Yes,
perfect.
I for sure sent everything today. But like I saw, speaking of luau, I saw like luau tablecloths. They were for sure weed leaves, like pot leaves. They were not palm tree leaves.
It's very natural. Jesus made it. It's
but
okay.
But it was described luau tablecloths, and all I could think is some poor little church woman.
Did you count how many leaves there are?
I screenshotted. I would have to look through 40,000 pictures, but I can find it for you, I'm sure.
Oh, talk about your algorithm now.
But, like, I just see some little church lady setting up a luau-themed potluck at church.
Yes.
With their luau tablecloths.
Oh, Lord
and, like,
have mercy.
getting called out by the preacher.
That is hysterical.
Like, that's all I can think. Like,
I know.
Amazon, do better with your descriptions. That is not a luau.
Well, we have an incredible show tonight.
We do.
We have incredible guests that we're going to get to momentarily. But what do you say we make some money first, and we'll introduce them in just a minute.
Mike did cut checks, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Thank you so much for keeping my lights on. That sounds creepy. All right, let's step into a world in support of healing with Epic Behavioral Health Care. I know I love them over at Epic. For over 50 years, Epic has been a beacon of hope for our community, providing compassionate care for those touched by substance abuse and mental health disorders. Whether you're a kid, teen, adult, couple, or family, Epic is there to lend a helping hand. With a range of programs tailored to meet diverse needs, Epic offers accessible solutions for everybody. And guess what tonight, Amanda, or guess what's happening tonight, Amanda? Tips for Kids is going on all over town. So that is definitely going to be helping out with one of the initiatives over at Epic Behavioral Healthcare. It's going to be amazing. They also, we as a family are definitely heading out to the Flower and Garden Expo coming up. Right. It's not this weekend. It's the weekend after. I think it's the 15th. That's going to be amazing. They also have the Taste of St. Augustine, which is coming up also in April. This is Epic season, you guys. Yes. And it's going to such a great cause and such a great foundation. So yeah, check them out over at Epic Behavioral Healthcare. Join on the journey of empowerment and transformation. Together, we can make a difference. Epic Behavioral Healthcare, where compassion meets commitment.
This season is going to be epic.
Absolutely.
Another set of epic people are the people at Abear Kresge Associates. They are a full-service local CPA firm with a team of skilled professionals dedicated to top levels of service in the areas of tax compliance, planning for businesses, individuals, estates, and trusts, audits, reviews, and other accounting services, business valuations, forensic analysis, and litigation support. You can reach them at 904-460-0747 or online at abearkresgecpa.com. We also have A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing. They offer free estimates and have been serving St. Johns County for over 20 years in the construction industry. A to Z offers painted metal roofs for saltwater area homes with warranties for up to 25 years. They do shingle roofs with warranties up to 50 years. They install tile roofing, cedar shake, shingles, designer roofing, and flat roof coverings. Recent job photos with material descriptions can be seen at A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing.com.
My gosh, who wrote these reads? This is like Nobel Peace Prize over here. Let's get real for a second, Amanda.
Giveaway.
Finding a great dentist is like finding a perfect beach spot in St. Augustine. Rare, refreshing, and absolutely worth it. Enter Dr. Stephanie Kinsey and her team at Palencia Dental. Where going to the dentist feels more like visiting a spa. That's the truth. And then sitting down in that dreaded chair. I mean, you literally go in for a consultation. She offers you beer, wine, or something. You know,
cookies.
Like you can actually like connect with the client.
Amazing.
And it makes you kind of feel like you're at home, where it's a place that you can trust.
Take the anxiety out of dentistry.
True story. And let's talk about the experience over at Palencia Dental. From the moment you walk in, you'll wonder if you're accidentally booked into a luxury retreat. Relaxing atmosphere, check. State-of-the-art technology, check. A dentist who can sing and make you laugh while crafting your perfect smile. She's an extraordinary human being. And she also volunteers much of her time as being the head dentist over at Wildflower Healthcare.
Amazing
That's
facility.
Incredible. They're opening up that incredible facility in tangent with Epic Behavioral Healthcare. Also coming up on that West King facility. So why settle for just any dentist when you can have someone who's wildly talented, deeply caring about our community, and 100% committed to your comfort? Visit Palencia Dental today. You will walk out feeling amazing. 904-826-4343. Nothing better than a clean mouth.
Nothing better than a clean mouth.
Right?
That's fantastic. And she's amazing. Wildflower Clinic's amazing.
Right.
Speaking of spa experiences, are you enjoying spa days or what's happening this week?
Yeah.
No shows this morning?
I'm
Sleeping
so
in?
happy to be here. No, you know me. I'm always trucking away. I know. I'm just getting ready for the future. No, all things are going good. Of course, Florida Man Games in recovery, and Pete has completely lost his voice. So
we heard he sounds like a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah, definitely he's going through the moment. Yeah, so it's good that the recovery's coming through, and taking the time to get your body right, and which I'd like to segue over to our guest tonight, because that's what they're all about over at Renew Strength and Wellness. We got Matt and Sandy Rieder here. Guys, how are you tonight?
Great. Doing great. We're like super excited.
Oh, good.
We're excited to have you.
Well, listen, I know these guys because no one really knows, because when you're an instructor, you want to kind of hide if you have an injury. I had
like an animal.
I know. You're like hiding injuries because, well, I was wearing like a foot brace for a little bit because I was spinning so much.
Yeah.
And I saw Mr. Matt, and he kind of realigned my foot and worked on it. And my goodness, like honestly, the world of difference it has made for me in my spin career. So I definitely want to give them a great shout tonight and get a good overview on what they offer and how they're connecting with the community.
That
pretty
is
awesome.
fantastic. Thank you, Matt, for getting Davey back in his feet.
Absolutely. We got to keep him healthy. He's the #1 spinner in St. Augustine.
So clip that for sure.
No, absolutely. Like Friday nights over at Funky Town, I loved it when I used to work there. I was like, Davey's here! It was like party time.
That's like
on.
Tuesdays here.
Yes.
Yay! I have a purpose.
Yay.
So, guys, tell us about the mission. Tell us where it all started with Renew Strength and Wellness, and the legacy that you guys are creating.
Okay. So I'm really glad that you talked about the mission because our business is very mission driven.
Awesome.
Our stated mission is to keep overdoers strong, healthy, and injury free so you can do what you love for the rest of your life. Now, I'm an overdoer. Sandy knows that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an overdoer, you know what an overdoer is. But for those of you who don't, an overdoer is somebody who can't go to sleep at night until they've pushed themselves to the limit at least 2 or 3 times that day.
True.
You know,
Like
these
you
are,
can feel it in your body. Like
Absolutely.
I love that moment.
like you know,
Oh,
you know
it's
how
the
it is.
best feeling. I mean, I get high on my own supply. It is so good to like be so exhausted because you know you just tested, you just shattered a
Absolutely.
glass ceiling. Yeah,
As
Absolutely.
a chronic underachiever, I'm so confused.
Okay, so
I can't relate.
okay, no. Actually, so I'm really glad you brought that up. I had a client that I talked to a few weeks ago who was having some problems, and when I was doing our discovery call, that's how we start our process. We talk to people about what's going on, and you know, I just told her, I was like, hey, I work with people like you who are like overdoers, and we live in the same neighborhood. She sees me, I run like 4.5 miles in the morning, so she sees me go. She's a walker. She's like, oh, I'm not on the same level as you, and I was like, no. You are, because you're very passionate about what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say overdoer, people think like, yeah, people who do triathlons, people who go mountain climb, yeah, stuff like that. It's really more of a mindset and the passion for what you love to do. So yeah, you could be a marathoner and be an overdoer, but you could also be really passionate about keeping your yard and your garden in really good shape. And you're out there. I mean, if you ever go
True.
do yard work all day, that's for real.
Oh my
that
word.
lower back is
The first time
screaming,
I ever
right?
got 10,000
Serious.
steps when I had a Fitbit was yard work day.
Yeah.
Like spring cleaning
Yeah.
yard work
It's
day.
a lot.
Yeah.
I thought you got it at the 0.5K, but okay, now I know.
I was on a cruise ship, not with a pineapple magnet.
I was going there, and you caught me. You saw it in my eye.
Yeah.
It was in like that
The
twitch.
pineapple shaped twinkle.
So talk about some of the athletes you guys deal with.
Okay, so anybody who like really cares about what they're doing. Specifically, I like to climb at stone climbing here in town.
Oh, right on,
So I work with climbers. I work with a lot of group fitness. I call them group fitness junkies.
Yes,
you
that's
know,
how
the
we
lady
are.
they come in and like they do like 3 classes a
Yeah.
day. And
Oh, yeah.
I used to think I was tough until I came in and took one of those classes, and they just about killed me.
I know,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah,
And
it's insane.
And it's such a like a club. Like you
Yeah.
go,
It
and
is.
they never miss. You got your spot. Nobody else takes
yeah.
your spot. Otherwise, you're gonna get side eye. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole thing.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Like the 7:30
That's right.
church service too.
We work with pickleballers.
Mm.
I've been a surfer. I'm a runner.
Cool.
Adventure outdoor athletes, things like that.
And veteran.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know
Yeah.
that's later on in our questions, but that's pretty extraordinary to talk about, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that where this whole thing sort of came about?
Well, yeah. So, so my
Well, that's
story.
how Matt and I met when he
Yeah,
was in
like
the
that-
Army.
yeah, that's a big part.
like,
Yeah.
So you
Very
met,
cool.
you were on your Mac and he was on his Mac, and like you guys were at the same Starbucks.
I was actually going to visit a friend of mine who moved out there, and she thought we would be a good match, and she kind of did a little.
Matchmaking.
Yeah.
I never
Full
heard of
on.
that. Oh
Yeah,
my
no,
God.
it worked full on.
Really?
It was hilarious because her husband, the girl who set us up, is like, he's like just a really in your face guy, but she knew that like Sandy, if you like pushed it too hard, she would like get scared away,
Right,
and
right.
like
I'm
and
like
he
you,
was
yeah,
always
totally.
like on the edge. He was like, "Hi, Sandy," like that.
Yeah, good.
hilarious.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You didn't walk up and do that, did you?
No. I was cool. I was
That's
cool.
why he's here right now.
I mean, 20 years. I must have done something right.
Yeah, I ended up moving out. You know, the funny story is I moved out. A couple months later, we were engaged. He left for Iraq. he came home for 2 weeks. We got married. He went back. So it's been 20 years. We just celebrated our anniversary.
That's a whirlwind.
Here in St. Augustine for 20 years.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Were you okay? So, because it's no secret, you guys were like my sister's neighbors,
Yes.
for
Right.
Next
years.
door neighbors.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
tell you this, but they, So literally, I've seen them like coming and going and doing things, and obviously our family's a whirlwind too.
Yeah.
And we've always been like hi bye peeps, and then all of a sudden we ran into each other at Funky Town, and it was like boom, here it is.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
That's awesome.
So good. So Sandy, talk a little bit about your angle on the wellness side.
So when we started this business, I was looking for a way to join him. I've been a nurse for 25 years.
God bless.
And I came across a program called Transformative Nurse Coaching. And it was like it called to my soul. It was literally a YouTube
awesome.
ad. And I couldn't look away. I decided to do it. And in that program, what they teach you is you have to take care of yourself first before you can take care of others. And so it related as a nurse, healthcare providers, but also as a mom. And so I started to put very simple things into place, practices of self-care like deep breathing, mindfulness, more movement. What was I eating? How did it make me feel in connection with others and with the community? And I started to come alive again. I realized that I had lost my identity. And in my house before, pre-Sandy, the F word was a bad word in the house. Fun. I did not want to have fun because I was exhausted. I was worn out. I was negative. And as I started to develop these self-care practices, Matt's like, you're smiling and you're laughing. And I kept saying, let's have fun. And I became that Sandy that I was, before I started
The light
to have
kind of comes
That's
back on,
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, you and mom life, right? Is this resonating a little bit to you?
Yeah.
Because the word fun means, oh my God, I have to, chill out or be lazy and
My
like
big
unplug.
exciting plans today were to clean bathrooms before my kids got home.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
then got derailed with animal nonsense.
I do
craziness.
have to say,
How do you make this fun?
I
Yeah.
was a little bit stressed, and Matt goes, do something you like, so I vacuumed.
Yeah, I caught that. I was like, okay.
It's a relaxing. It's like a
Well, it's
meditation.
very, it's meditative. It blocks out all the other noise.
Dog walks are like that for me.
I definitely set my Roombas everywhere since I got derailed with animal stuff.
You're a multi-Roomba house?
I inherited
That's
a Roomba from my
amazing.
mom. We're a 2-story house.
That's
so,
amazing.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
one's
they don't go to the
upstairs.
stairs,
They don't do the
Roombas
stairs.
don't do stairs, David.
I definitely
Okay,
need a stairs situation, something solution.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I have to talk to a builder.
Yeah. Maybe you know one. They
Maybe.
could do a ramp or something. A Roomba
Maybe.
ramp.
I don't know. It's carpet. It's a U-shaped stairwell
Yeah,
with carpet.
I hear
It's
ya.
like a dust magnet. It's so hard to clean. I don't know.
So,
do
Sandy,
you
talk about your journey as a nurse, and like obviously you're tying in skills, right, that you also learned on the front lines of healthcare.
Yes.
Absolutely. As a nurse, we talked to everybody. We developed a lot of skills, but I wanted to bring this up because this is really important to me. At Renew, our goal is to empower people. And so one of the reasons we did this business is because in the system we were in before, we couldn't treat the patient the way we wanted to. And we were worn out. They were making us do more and more. And unfortunately, in our current healthcare model, when you're a patient using your insurance, you're already giving your power away. Yeah. You have to go to who's in network. And it comes across in ways when you see your doctor for 5 minutes because they're thinking about how much they're going to get reimbursed with insurance. Or if your nurse practitioner doesn't suggest a medicine or a procedure that's best for you because they know insurance isn't going to cover it. Or if a physical therapist discharges you after a month, well, you really need 3 months. And it's because they're not going to get paid.
Right.
And so at Renew, we don't call them patients. We call them clients because they're healthcare consumers. And we want to empower them from the very beginning, from that first discovery call. And so I wanted to share a little story, if that's okay.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, so let's take an example of somebody named Mary, and she's interested in our service because Mary has always been active, but her hip has been bothering her for the last couple years. So even though she goes to her fitness classes and she walks, she doesn't play pickleball like she wants to.
Mm-hmm.
And so Mary says, you know what? In about 4 months, I'm going on a cruise and my whole family's going to be there and all my grandkids. And I want to be active to spend time with my grandkids, but this hip is bothering me.
They're going to play Shakira. The hips are going to move. Yeah.
Yeah. And so from that phone call, what we do, how we empower them is we find out what do they value? What's important to them? What's their goal? So we know it's the grandkids. And so if Mary says, you guys sound great, but I have to use my insurance. I'm on a fixed income. We're going to say, we get it. This is what's best for you. We're going to give you information on what are the best facilities here in St. Augustine that take insurance. And what questions can you ask? And how can you advocate for yourself within that system? And maybe you'll get the results you want. But if you don't, come back to us. And then our process, I was going to give that over to Matt because he loves to talk about
the process.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that okay? I'm not
Please
stepping on anything.
yes.
Okay, great.
Ding, you're on.
All right. So our process when somebody decides they do want to work with us, it all starts out with your initial evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a lot of guarantees in life, but this is one guarantee I give to all of our clients, that when you do an evaluation with me, it's going to be hands down the most detailed and in-depth evaluation you've ever had from any healthcare practitioner or ever will have.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to spend 60 to 90 minutes with you going over you head to toe. Because Mary's hip problem, I'm going to tell you it's not just a hip problem. It's a full body movement problem.
Right.
When we walk, we don't just use our hip, we use everything. And even though the pain might be somewhere, the problem is usually in lots of different processes. So it takes time to get to the root cause of the problem.
What about it could be something as easy as like changing out your sneakers?
So that's a really good question. There are different ways we can compensate for movement problems.
This is what you taught me.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, there's like a million little things you can do. You could go get a massage. You could do this stretch. You could change your pillow. And those will work to a certain degree, but all you're doing is you're just kicking the can down the road. Because one day these compensations are gonna stop working.
True.
And you're gonna have to deal with the problem either by correcting your movement strategies or, God forbid if it's too late, getting a joint replacement or something big. Because there is a point of no return.
Right.
So what we do is we get to those root cause problems and we give you a specialized exercise program that's just for you that hits all of those root causes to start changing your movement into correct movement instead of compensations.
Sounds like a holistic business model, essentially.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We treat the whole person, even the emotions. Accountability is huge with us. And the really neat part about what we do is we leverage technology. Everybody's busy, right?
True.
Very busy. So we deliver this exercise program to you through an app on your phone.
Really?
Yeah. It's videos of me demonstrating the exercises, telling you what to look for, how it should feel, what to avoid.
Where'd you guys get this? I love this.
Oh yeah, this is new.
This is
very new.
awesome.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it.
Yeah, because it kind of keeps everybody you can see the regimen and like it's right there.
We're getting there.
Okay, sorry, I'm so excited for you. This is awesome.
And so, and I tell you what to do if this hurts, if that hurts. And so you know what to do. And then if even with that video, if you're not sure what to do, you can message us instantly in the app.
Okay.
How many times have you been able to instantly message your doctor or your therapist in regular healthcare?
Right.
That's
true.
unheard of.
Right. Like or a 6 hour, 8 hour window. I mean,
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
might get a response in a week. But with us, you hit us, we're going to hit you right back.
Cool.
Okay. You can send video, photos, voice memos through it, and we can look at what you're doing and correct it. But sometimes that's not enough, right? Sometimes the problem is too complex to solve over the internet. So that's when we bring people into the clinic. We also offer in-person services. These are one-on-one visits. Again, 60, 90 minutes, however much it takes to get you fixed. I schedule people 30 minutes apart, so we have tons of time together. It's a relaxed environment. We hang out. It's fun. And then we solve any hard problems you have. And then if you're not having any problems, we can use these in-person visits to up your program. Because the thing about my program, it's not just like a photocopied sheet of these 6 exercises you're going to do for the rest of your life.
Right. Remember those black and white dittos back
Yes.
in the day? Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
This is a program that bridges the gap between medical intervention and performance.
Okay.
And as you get stronger, more flexible, able to do more stuff, I'm going to challenge you more. So this grows with you. And that's how you keep progressing towards where you need to be.
What about if nothing hurts, Matt? Like, what if is it good for like those overachiever types of people to get a checkup and to make sure that everything is moving in the way that is the way it's supposed to be? Because sometimes people are compensating and then the body kind of changes with that. Okay.
Absolutely. That's a really smart question. A couple of things. First of all, just because you don't have pain doesn't mean you don't have a problem. Like I said, anytime you get hurt, injured, your body compensates for it. That's a survival mechanism, right? It wasn't that long ago that we were running through the woods, killing animals and wearing our skins. Like for Davey, it was like a few days ago.
I know. I'm thinking that was me LARPing with Clay the other day.
And so, yeah, our bodies will keep going and the pain will go away. But that doesn't mean that something's not hiding. Ankle sprains are like this. I tell people ankle sprains are the worst injuries because you get better, the swelling and the pain goes away, but those ankles get tight and the rest of your body is so good at compensating. You don't even notice it for years. But so many people come to me with hip and back problems. And I'm like, what'd you do to your ankle? And they're like, oh, yeah, I broke it a while back. I'm like, yeah, that's where it started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tell everybody, you know, if you're a high performance person, come in and get checked out because I can find stuff that is going to objectively improve your performance.
It's incredible. Like the assessment that I had a 90-minute assessment, and it was really good just to get from a head to toe perspective on like how is everything functioning, and then you understand why the body does what it does. And so I think that's important, especially in the case which was my foot, like the arch of my foot with plantar fasciitis. It was kind of good just to understand how the body moves and how to like regulate where we're compensating at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Cool. That question actually brings us to our next point.
Let's talk about it.
So this is what we call an inline dynamometer. That's physical therapy talk for a really expensive scale.
Oh, wow.
Okay. This measures how hard you're pulling like this.
Yeah.
Okay. This is an ankle cuff. I can put it around your ankle. I fix this to the wall or the floor.
Okay.
And then I can measure how hard your leg muscles, this is really good for your thigh muscles called the quads, how hard they're pushing. Now that's an important measurement to get because if you have imbalances there, that can lead to future injury. And if you just don't have enough strength, that really can degrade your athletic performance. So that's a case where somebody who might not be having pain right now, but they're like, hey, could I be better? I can objectively get these measurements and that can inform your training regimen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sandy, have you seen clients benefit from this program over time?
The results that we get are phenomenal. Yeah, when we went to this model in the summer, we were just seeing people session-based. And we had 3 people. When we converted to what we call the hybrid model, so in-person and digital, we went to 25 and people are re-signing on because they love the accountability. And like Matt said, we have weekly check-ins, personal weekly check-ins. So if I see that, hey, you know, Susie didn't do her exercises this week, I check in, hey, what's going on? I find out maybe there was a family emergency or, hey, you know, I've been sick and I didn't do the exercises. You don't get that kind of care in the healthcare industry anymore.
Also keeps it efficient for you guys too. Because I mean, you have a lot of clients. And how do you guys stay on top of it? That's got to be a hard balance too.
We've got the mastermind sitting right there. She is the client management mastermind.
Well, actually, the way we have it set up frees a lot of our time that allows this creativity for Matt to think about these exercises and gives us the time to check in with them because we're not giving all of our time for Matt seeing 5 to 6 clients a day. You know, they come in and our packages start at 3 months. So they're coming in 4 times. So once a month, twice a month.
And how long are sessions?
Well, our packages are 3 months.
So like an in-person session?
Yes.
Like I know the assessment's going to be a little bit longer, right?
Yeah, like my in-person sessions, like usually like 60 to 90 minutes.
It has been. It
variable.
has happened where I'm texting after.
Yeah,
I mean, because he really does. The science is sciencing.
Yeah, I mean, it's really important for me to deliver like results. Like that's ultimate why you're here, and that's one reason I started this, because in corporate healthcare, my hands were tied. I didn't have the time resources. I didn't have the mental energy resources. When you're popping out like 12, 15 visits a day,
right?
I'll see like 15 visits a month right now.
That's great.
And so I have like that many more times energy to think about this stuff. And when you're with me, like you've got all my attention, and I'm gonna get down to the bottom of this stuff and get you on the right track. Like it's what I love to do, and it's really fun. Like we have a lot of fun in the clinic. It's really relaxed. It's not that rushed experience.
Good.
Oh yeah,
It's
we need to tell you about
almost
our
as
clinic.
much fun as watching you guys banter.
Oh, that's fun. Yes. So tell us about the
So
clinic.
we're down on US 1 South. We're in the same complex where Moultrie Pharmacy, Clark's Appliances.
Oh, yeah.
We're right next to Action Title.
Cool.
It's a wonderful location. It's 5 minutes from our house. We got it looking beautiful, and it's such a peaceful environment.
Yeah.
I mean, to
It's
where
so
Matt can
nice.
really focus. I have an office too, so I can do wellness coaching virtually as well. And we're just a hubby and wife duo. We love what we get to do.
That's
It's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
So fun. Like sometimes, like when I'm walking into work in the morning, I just laugh because it's
Yeah.
so ridiculously
Yeah.
fun.
Because
Like, it's like
are
we
you guys
we
on
broke-
like the same schedule, or is it you guys are just you
It's
float in, float
really
out, kind of
just
We have a
Yeah.
very random schedule because if I see 3 people in a day, that's a busy day for me.
Yeah.
So the rest of the time I have time for continuing education. This whole Tindeck thing
Yeah.
came from a elite ACL training course that I'm working with one of the top ACLers, rehabbers in the country,
Cool.
learning the most recent techniques, and I'm bringing that to my clients. I have a couple of climbers with ACL tears that I'm working with now.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And so that's a new realm that I'm able to branch out into because we do have this time to up my skill level.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
That's
we're
great.
we're really
It's fun.
part of the movement of changing healthcare
Big time.
and getting, we're a part of this group of clinicians who went in there passionate. We're givers, and the system just kind of squeezed that out of them. And we want to give people options. We want other clinicians to go out and do what they're passionate about, take their expertise, take their experiences, and work with that type of client that they love and provide them value. And give those opportunities for other people, to give them choices, to empower them to be that client and that consumer of healthcare.
Is it always part of your mission to stay as a holistic practice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
It's really important.
I think so too, so that you don't have like the strings attached of.
Well, this like micro specialization, I think that's really where we kind of went off the rails with
Yeah.
healthcare, because you're treating
story.
a single thing that's wrong rather than looking at the whole organism. And maybe you can fix that one thing, but like you say, once you have one little thing that's off, it throws off. We're a holistic being. We're not, independent systems.
Absolutely,
So-
Amanda. We just had a client, when I did a check-in, she responded, she goes, "It's amazing how the physical and the mental are connected." And because now she can move her shoulder, it was
Like turning the
it
light
was
on.
so affecting her mental health, and now she's coming alive and coming into her identity again. And the wellness aspect, we enforce the importance of sleep and stress management
Mhm.
and habit building. Like that's what we're all about, is getting our clients to build these small habits which lead them towards independence.
Yeah, like I worked with you, what is it, a year ago now, I think it was? And I'm still doing those exercises that you made me film you and make sure that I do the right
You're so
pronation.
consistent.
Well, it really
That's
works.
the magic.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's it. This is
Like
this is
I
big.
don't use an ankle brace any longer on my spin classes. I'm literally back to where I was
That's
when I first.
amazing.
It was awesome. Yes.
Yes. Like I really, this is a big thing, accountability. And that's one reason I love the app, because I can see Big Brother is watching. Like, we know if you're doing your exercises.
You're a friendly big brother, though.
Yeah, that's right.
that leads me
And
to
so
the
we can
question about
help.
inspirations.
I tell all of my clients, that the number one thing that predicts how successful you are in overcoming an injury, it's not how bad the injury is.
Mm.
It's not how strong you are. It's not how old you are. It's whether or not you're able to develop the little habit of setting aside 15 to 20 minutes every day to do your program, to turn yourself into a person that's strong, flexible, and injury resistant. And you're going to be in it for the long haul. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's hard, but it's also really simple at the same time.
But
And
it's so good.
I call them my 100%ers.
Yeah.
Like if I look on my little readout and I'm like, if it's like 90 to 100, I'm like, yep, they're going to get better.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
But
It's math.
you BS the baker, you get a bun. You BS you get none. So like, how are you wading through the ones that don't? They're just saying that they did it, but they really didn't do it.
That
Asking for a friend.
is, first of all, you're going to tell. Like when they
Yeah.
come in to see me again. So a big part, I call what I do movement training.
Cool.
Okay, that's a marketing thing. It separates us from everything else because we are very different.
Yeah.
It is assessment, treatment, reassessment. Every time you come into me, I have things in my head that I'm going to check. And if your mobility, strength, whatever I'm looking for, I'm going to know if it's not better. And I know that the program I give fixes X, Y, and Z. It's like a mechanic.
Totally.
You know, if you change the engine's going to work.
Right.
So if you're not hitting those marks, I know that either you're not doing it or you don't know how to do it, and we need to work on that. And that's what we're going to do.
Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Absolutely.
So you've got to be able
to, you can get medicine to cure your disease, but if you don't take those little pills and put them in your mouth, nothing's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, and we've gotten pretty good at the discovery call process. So we're really screening people from the very beginning to see if they're going to be, if we're a good fit for them and if they're going to be a good fit for us. They have to want it.
What I like is that if they're not a good fit, that you refer out. I think
we do.
Absolutely.
We do, because we have people that come to us that they're not into the whole virtual become and like we want. After accountability in our program is the empowerment. Yeah. We want people like Davey who are going to go out there and become independent in managing their own health.
Yeah.
You're not going to have to come to me every week to, get this special move done, to get these things jabbed in your leg, to, have all these things. You can do it yourself. Now we have continuity programs. If you just like having somebody else put together your exercise program and having that expertise to fall back to if something goes wrong, we can do that. Purely digital. It's like a program made for you. But our goal is to create independent people who don't rely on other people to get it done. And that's so huge. And I totally forgot where I was going with that.
No, I think that's important to be independent. We have Kathy in comments right now. She says she sprained her ankle when she was 18 and her ankle is still weak.
Yes.
So can that still happen?
Absolutely. Yes. I'm working with somebody right now who has had ankle problems for 20 years.
Wow.
And hasn't been able to get it fixed. And she's making really good progress. Like, it's a lot of work. She's one of my really diligent people that does the work, and she's making progress. Like, yeah, it's totally doable. That's
another thing is, a lot of times people are told, you have a bad back.
This is my thing. You can't take my thing. Oh, bad. This is okay. So this is like, I have it like starred right here. If you and your listeners take nothing else from today, this is it. This is my take home message. This is the message I want to get out to everybody. You don't have to stop doing what you love because of joint, muscle, or any other of those kind of pains. Okay.
What about arthritis? We hear a lot about
Great. Yes. Arthritis. It's so common when you see a healthcare practitioner and they're not sure what it is.
They're going to say arthritis.
It's arthritis, or they're going to put a label on you.
Yeah.
You've got a bad back. You need to back off of playing racquetball. You've got a bad knee. You can't run anymore. And I meet people like this.
I know. It's horrible. I've lost many spinners for this.
And it's crazy because humans are built to move. And as soon as you stop moving,
whoopsie,
that's when, other healthcare problems start on. It's, especially when you get to a certain age like me, if you stop moving, you start putting on weight pretty quick. And then you have to start thinking about things like, heart disease,
right?
Blood pressure, diabetes. The big stuff happens.
Right.
So I think in the healthcare system, the last thing we should be doing is taking people who move and turning them into people who don't. So
smart. Yeah.
Yeah. So my message is, you don't have to stop doing it. You don't have a bad knee. You didn't have a bad foot. You just had an untrained foot. You had a foot that didn't know how to move properly because you had injuries in the past. And as a result, your body compensated. And that actually changes your brain and how your brain works. So we have to change that back to where we can get what I call true movement.
Right.
It's not a bad back, not a bad knee. It just needs to be trained properly. You would be shocked at the types of recoveries that are possible. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
You got to put in the work. But this is my favorite thing to say. If you have what it takes to hold down a full-time job, you've got what it takes to transform your body and transform your life.
Now, people are going to think that I have to have 2 full-time jobs now?
I told you, 15 and 20 minutes. But I'm telling you, like, Who here loved pops out of bed on Monday morning except you, Davey? Because
Yeah.
I know that you do. I was like, you don't count. But who pops out of bed? Especially if you work in Jacksonville, hello, that commute.
Right.
But we do it every day for the rest of our life.
Right.
Because that's what we do. It's our habit that we've built.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just slide one more little habit in there, take 10 or 15 minutes in the morning to do this for yourself. You can.
Cool.
It is possible. It's a message of hope and empowerment. You can overcome that. We would love to be a part of that.
So even with somebody like our friend Kathy in comments talking about her ankle,
Absolutely.
there is hope for that.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
I love that. I think it's very, very
that's like
powerful.
a Thursday for
So
me.
I'm hot mess express, right?
Okay.
So I was very active in my life as swimmer, I was dancer, singer, I did a ton of stuff. I got married, became a mom,
Multi-mom.
and health crises spiraled out of control.
Yeah, true.
And it got to the point that I don't even know how to work out this body anymore.
Yeah.
So I want to, but arthritis, joint damage, bone spurs, the whole deal. And I'm hearing 15 minutes a day can change your life. And I'm not possible.
Right.
It absolutely is.
So-
You would be shocked. Can I just
go
want to hit
ahead.
the arthritis thing.
Yeah.
You're good.
Arthritis gets thrown around so much.
But it's in comments right now. Rheumatoid arthritis keeps prescribing me meds and doesn't encourage any other methods.
So they've done studies on people with arthritis, and the people who move report reduced amounts of pain. Humans are made to move.
Mm.
Okay. Is there going to be some pain, especially in the beginning? Yes. There's a certain amount of pain that's acceptable and a certain amount or not. We take that into consideration with our treatments. Generally, we can do this without pain.
Mm.
But yeah, you start out simple. The first thing when my treatment program, you start out with body alignment, making sure the fundamentals, I call it the core, the hips, the spine, the pelvis, all of that moves the way it's supposed to. Then we work out into the legs, the arms, and we get correct movement. Because here's the thing. If you have a bunch of compensation movements all wrong, if you try to stretch or strengthen your way out of that, you're just going to stretch what's already loose, and you're only going to strengthen those wrong movements.
My mouth.
So we have to...
Sorry, I know it's very loose.
Borderline inappropriate.
I know, very borderline right there.
So,
That
but...
should be the name of this show.
Borderline inappropriate.
Write that down. we need new ideas for this phrase.
I can change the, we'll get there.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but once we can, we get the realignment, we develop the mobility so that you can move the right way. Then we teach you relearn how to move the right way. Then we stretch you.
And
then we strengthen you. And that's where the change
And
happen.
I just want to make, because we can relate as moms, I've felt the same way, just this overwhelm. If you want to lose weight, well, I'm not going to, work out twice a day for 5 days or go on a strict diet. It starts with a very small change and making that a habit and just expanding on that. And that's where true transformation comes from.
And zero in on that. Do you have a testimonial of someone that had that true transformation?
That's me.
Yeah, she's sitting right
That's
there,
me.
people.
Talk about your journey.
Yeah, absolutely. When I started to go through that transformative nurse coaching, let's just say the diet, you start to gain weight after you become a mom, and you just start to give everything to your family, and you start to push yourself away. And I started saying yes to myself, and I started to become self-aware of, okay, I'm eating that. How does it make me feel? How do I want to feel? And making those small changes. And then I would just move more. I literally would I'm just going to walk to the stop sign and back today, even though I don't feel like it. And then I would walk around the block, or I'd go on a walk in the morning. And so I just started those small things.
What if you have littles, though? That gets so hard. Your world is so chaotic, right?
Yeah.
How do you really manage that time?
So it's going to look different. It's going to look different when they're little. You probably won't have the time, but you can always take 5 minutes to deep breathe, or to call a friend up, or to sit outside and listen to the birds. And you have to make it a habit, and you have to ask for help.
Yeah, true. That's
You
a hard
have to-
one.
That is what I had recently, a big
it's
change,
time.
because you start, look, just let me do it.
Yeah.
I know how to do it. They're not going to do it right.
Explaining it's too hard, just give us me.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
But
great. I
when-
get to do all sorts of stuff
Yeah.
around the house
Isn't
now.
that fun?
Yeah. But when I started asking for help and saw They really can do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It takes stuff off of you, and then I'm so much more present with my family now.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want to jump in the little thing though. Like, when you have little kids, that's like some of the most active time of your life. Those things you're moving. Yeah, you've got to chase, and you can make them a part of it, and that's great because then you're setting the example of that movement is such an important part of life.
I've always wanted to do baby weightlifting, like take a baby and like use that as like a dead weight. Like that could be.
I don't really know if I can condone that activity, but
not a good one. That's why I'm not part
no
of the
to
team.
baby yoga.
Okay.
But seriously, like a huge part of our healthcare crisis in America is these chronic diseases that have no cures.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all we can do is keep you alive for a little while.
Right.
But they're so preventable. Like lifestyle. We've developed the sedentary lifestyle, so we want to try and dial that back. So if you can involve your kids, like go for a walk with your kids. If they're really little, a stroller. If they're kind of, we go around the neighborhood. We can look at, the cats around the neighborhood. I don't know. We have a ton of cats in our neighborhood.
Okay.
What about the eye-rolling teenagers just asking for a friend?
In the teenage phase.
So that's important. Like, it's important to. So that's when a kid starts becoming who they really are going to be. And so this is where you start treating them more like an adult. And this is what I tell my adults. You need to find what you love. And that's going to be your exercise. Like exercise can be lots of stuff. It can be yard work for some people. Some people love walking on the beach. We met somebody who owns a marketing business downtown. He walks like 10 miles on the beach because that's what he likes to do.
Awesome.
I love climb. My daughter loves climbing. Okay. She grew up in trees. Like literally people were like, are you going to feed her? Does she come down? Like, where does she sleep? I'm like, she has a nest up there.
That's
She's
so
fine.
Nice. You call her Birdie.
Yeah. So she's a crazy strong climber. So I go to the climbing gym with her and I climb with her. That's something we do together. That's something she loves. As soon as she stepped into stone climbing, she's like lived there ever since.
That's amazing.
My son really loves music, so he does marching band, which is really good exercise without all the concussions of football. I love it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, this is awesome.
This
really,
is amazing.
truly,
Very
right?
inspiring. Yeah.
And it's holistic, which I love. I mean, it's from the ground up, which is extraordinary, I think.
I'm so sick of people like zoning in on one area and what they do to help that. Because like I said, I'm Hot Mess Express. There's been weeks that I've been to the orthopedist 4 times because it's just this part, that part, that part, that part. And it's like, I'm right here at every appointment.
Right.
Like, can't I just sit down with all of you at once and let's have a real conversation? Because I'm getting medications from you for this. I'm getting medications from you for this. Like, can we talk about this?
It can be different. It seems impossible, but that's why we want to empower clinicians to go out and do their own thing and empower people to stand up and say, hey, things should be different. I have a choice. I have power.
Part of the responsibility is on all of us as patients. Like when we're buying cars, do we just take whatever car they give us? No, we go there and I don't know about you guys, but I haggle until my salesman is like literally weeping. And we should be that way.
It's the passion.
Healthcare is important.
Yeah.
But we just accept whatever is given. I mean, we don't even buy our own health insurance. Our boss does that, right? That's crazy. My boss doesn't buy now my boss buys my car. But before,
you don't have any choice in the matter.
Hey, there's like none of this like
and there's limitations that come
consumerism,
with that.
right? So I think that we need to start expecting more. Be like, hey, we're not happy because, like, let's be honest, health insurance, it's not that great of an investment. You pay a lot, and what you get back is.
So Matt, what's the difference between you and a chiropractor?
Okay, so that's a really interesting question. There are lots of different kinds of chiropractors, and what I do, I actually have a really good friend that I just met. Can I give a shout out?
Sure. Yeah.
Dr. Roy at Compass Family Chiropractic. I met his wife at the climbing gym. We set up a lunch, and like the second we met, we were like soul brothers. Oh yeah, like right here. And there's history between PTs and chiropractors.
Right,
it's like cats and dogs.
Yeah.
But just talking to him, you realize we are so much more similar than we are different. Okay. Mm-hmm. We both use manual approaches to try and fix things. One, we both try to use physical approaches to fixing things, not so much medicine, but like exercise, diet, things like that. And yeah, it's actually really similar, especially now. Like a lot of chiros and PTs are going the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So honestly, I would say that a lot of times not very much of a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby has a question in comments. Have you guys had conflicts with clients and doctors, or clients'
With the
doctors?
client's
Yeah.
doctor, like primary care.
No.
Okay.
No,
We
so
don't.
you got to understand, like between the two of us, you're looking at 45 years of healthcare experience.
Gotcha.
We've been communicating with doctors a long time.
Mhm.
I hold doctors in very high regard. They hold healthcare together, and like they're really great people who really care, and they work their butts off.
Right. True.
So, anytime, like, so we just know how to talk to them and get the thing done.
Do you ever work, in tangent, like together?
Right,
Okay.
right. Yeah. So, usually it's a case where, we're giving the doctor a report. This is what's going on.
Nice. Okay.
If there's like the doctor has one take and I think it's something a little bit different, I'm going to very gently and respectfully just say, hey, let's consider this and go down this road. Because I have had that happen.
Sure.
Like
I'm
I've
sure,
had
I'm
stuff
sure.
happen to patients. Their doctor thinks it's one thing. I professionally, respectfully
Uh-huh.
disagree because this is my area of
Yeah.
expertise. But I'm not like, hey, your doctor doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
so-
we don't
I've
need
been
a
kicked
doctor.
out of doctor's
Yeah.
appointments
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, and we
True
also
story.
don't.
Yeah.
And just to clarify,
we don't need
we
a
don't need
referral.
a doctor's referral because we don't use insurance.
Yeah.
That's an insurance. That's an artificial thing that insurance has created. In the state of Florida, you are allowed to go straight to a physical therapist.
Yeah.
But no insurance pays for that.
Yeah.
So you have to jump
Out
through
of
the
pocket,
hoops.
yeah.
You have to go see Doctor 1, then Doctor 2, and maybe Doctor 3, and then you get to go see physical therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With us, you just come straight to where you're going to get fixed.
We got Jean in comments too. Can you help someone with a slumped over neck?
Yes.
Is that are we talking neck health?
Oh man,
Yep.
Matt is
Yeah.
the neck guy. He's
Yeah.
learned a
Talk
ton
about
of
this.
stuff
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
necks.
So, I mean, it's actually it gets blamed on the neck. It's usually here in the upper back.
Okay.
It's usually a lack of mobility. It usually starts in, I don't know what was it Gene?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Gene's history, but a lot of times in modern society, we spend a lot of time on computers,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of time looking down. Even before computers, we're all working at a desk, and you just get used to being bent like this, and over time, you stop learning how to straighten up.
Yeah.
It's your brain adapts to that, your body adapts to that, and your whole body adapts to that. It's not just here. A
Yeah.
lot of times people are taught, well, you just have to pull your head back and shoulders.
Posture.
That's like trying to pull yourself up with your bootstraps. You also have to think about what's below you.
Yeah.
What are your feet, your hips, your low back, and your core doing to support that? Because this doesn't hang.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a flotation device, especially mine.
Mhm.
So you've got to build a foundation and start from the bottom up, and that's why I say it's a holistic process.
I mean, I used to work with ladies at Saks in Manhattan that would wear 6-inch Louboutin heels going up 8 floors, up and
Could
down all
never
day.
be me.
I can only imagine, right?
Yeah,
What am I saying?
overdoers. That's
Yeah.
overdoers.
That's an overdo-
They
that's an
care
athlete.
about fashion.
Yeah.
They are passionate. Yeah, I
See?
couldn't do that. I would
but
have
that's
2
hard.
broken legs right now.
But then over time you can see how like the
Yeah,
shoe
that's gonna
kind
change
of,
stuff.
right, totally
Yep.
change the trajectory of the spine or the neck area.
Body in general.
Right.
It's
God bless.
crazy.
You guys, this is such a great chat tonight. Thank you so much for
Yes.
being here. Honestly, you guys are we've cleared up so many questions and comments, but tell us how we can learn more and how people can contact you guys.
Well, we just had our website redone and it's beautiful.
Awesome.
So renewstrengthandwellness.com.
Put that in comments.
Yeah, and we're on Instagram and Facebook, so at Renew Saint Aug, STAUG. And we like to put little videos and tidbits and just stuff about our life on there.
Yeah.
And we have our phone number on our website. And like we said, we have a beautiful location. And we always start with a discovery call. So the booking link is on our website. And
it's free.
yeah, we
Discovery-
look forward to
dis-
hearing
Oh, that's
from you.
awesome.
We call them
Free.
disco calls because
Okay.
it sounds more fun and you think you might hear the Bee Gees. So it's great.
I love that. Well, I put all the contact information in comments for everybody. You guys are doing some amazing things for people out there. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate your time
Thank you.
tonight.
We're
Thank
so
you.
happy to be here. Thank
So
you
fabulous.
for having us.
Keep us
Yeah.
posted on all fronts. Anything
Yeah.
new and exciting, we'll get you back on. We'll keep
Love
talking.
it.
It's a
For sure.
great
This was
conversation
fun.
to have.
Thank
This was really fun.
I'm famous for making people feel comfy.
So fun to have you guys here.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
So fabulous. Thank you,
Yes.
guys. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Awesome. So yeah, how about that?
That was a great conversation.
Right. It
Yeah.
kind of makes you feel like there is hope out there for chronic, things that are going
For
on.
sure. Because, like, I was raised in a very modern American medical paradigm kind of household. So, like, if it's hurt, don't move it mindset.
You're one of those.
And so, yeah. So, like, when I lost this movement or that movement, I'm like, okay, well, that's my life now.
Oh,
Like,
no.
check that one off,
There's
I guess.
hope out there.
And so
There's
my
Matt and
husband,
Sandy.
my husband will sit there and, like, he'll try and figure out, like, I have this pain here. I wonder why. Maybe I need to stretch this. And I'm just looking at him like confused.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing right now? Like, it never occurred to me that you could fix that. Like, I was told it was broken and it's broken now.
Yeah.
Like, that's just life.
Well, so
But
good.
Turns out, not so much.
Not so much.
Mhm.
But I'll tell you what is so much.
What is so much?
It's our St. Augustine
Lot
Lot Lizard Association time. Here we go.
I
We've
almost
got to get through this in 5 minutes,
Yes.
but we can go right down
Okay.
the list here.
Let me see if
We've
my
got
computer's working.
Our Oscars 2025 Best and Worst Dress, and I know that we've got a lot of people in comments
Yes.
waiting for us to
know.
get through this moment.
Absolutely.
But first and foremost, we have Ariana Grande
Wow.
in
The
Schiaparelli.
most beautiful lampshade I've ever seen.
This is fresh off the runway
It's
right
really,
now.
I mean, it is
Yeah.
really cool. And I love
Sculptural,
the
but that's Schiaparelli.
stiffness of it as well as the movement. It is very reminiscent of an 80s lampshade.
Right, true. Very
It is-
true. But how about like the divots in there like, where she could rest her hands? It was almost like, does she have, is it
So
like
it's
a koozie?
it's an awkward way. Like, you have to just be in that 90-degree elbow.
Right.
It's up there if you guys want to see.
Perfect.
I don't love the color for her skin tone. It's so washed out. I'm getting really over her in pink. And
Well, that's the whole
Cynthia
Glenda,
in
Wicked,
green.
and
what is
Alphaba.
this contract over?
Oh, I love it. No, it's going to keep going because then on November we get the next
Is
movie.
it a
Have you seen
trilogy?
it yet?
I can't. No.
Oh, Amanda.
Yeah.
So good. Okay,
I'm
next,
trying.
Bowen Yang in
All right.
Etro. His puffy pink blouse and embroidered leather jacket here. And
I
he
can't even see the
literally
pink.
just got off a plane from SNL to go for the red carpet. And now he's back on because you know what's on SNL this week? Lady Gaga week.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, Lady Gaga coming out with
I love the
Mayhem
blazer on this.
March 7th.
I love his blazer.
You like it?
Yeah.
I think it's an ill-fitting moment.
It's leather.
Yeah,
So
true.
I mean, it's got the button, so it's like pulling just a
Giving
little
me
bit.
cosplay of a country
I
western
like
star
that it's
there or
not
something,
just
yeah.
a black tux.
Okay.
So I like it.
Next, we have
I'll give it to
Coleman
him.
Domingo in Valentino.
Love it.
Love
I love
that.
this.
Yeah, that
The
looks
fit
great.
is perfect.
Yeah. Next up, we got Cynthia Erivo, speaking of, in Louis Vuitton. Very dramatic, but she's Alphaba in Wicked, so she's going for that whole witch
I
thing.
thought she was going for witch. This is very
This is-
Dracula.
Yeah.
I can't. The nails. It's
specialist.
Nosferatu. It's the wrong movie, girlie.
What if we got rid of the collar and just kept the dress? That's kind of what my notes were.
I could do the dress without the Dracula collar.
Okay.
The nails are killing me.
But that's
I
her
mean,
thing, though.
do-
She's
do
never
your
gonna
thing.
change that. That's like her
that's it.
aesthetic.
When
Yeah.
she's Jesus, she's gonna have those nails as Jesus.
We're going to have flesh tone. It'll
I
be
don't
just
know.
longer fingers. All right. Next up, we
Jesus with
have
talons.
Demi Moore in Armani.
This
I
is
thought this
gorgeous.
was great.
It's gorgeous.
I really thought she was going to win, y'all. I was like,
I know.
Oh, God, I was shocked,
I
actually.
know.
So, yeah, so Demi Moore,
This is
100% was probably
I
one of
love
my
the
best
draping.
dressed.
I
Yes.
think it's really doing everything it needs to do. It's balancing her. She's got broad shoulders
Mhm.
for her stature, so it's really balancing that. It's
I mean,
gorgeous.
She's nearly 60 years old. She looks amazing.
Yes.
God bless America.
Oh, Botox.
Next up, director Nicholas Keppens is a Belgian filmmaker of an animated short, The Beautiful Men. I haven't seen that one. Snuck in as a +1 and then showed up to the ceremony with one of the characters from his film strapped to his chest in a cute pink backpack.
So he snuck in.
Yes, he
so
snuck
doing
in
like
this
a,
part.
a
Yeah,
Wedding Crashers.
basically like a Kanye
What
at
is
the
this?
Grammys.
Like
Yeah.
Bachelor? What was it? That Bachelor Party movie?
Honestly, probably the best
I don't
marketing
know.
he's ever going to get for a short film. I'm just going to
What
say that
is
right now.
that? It's very interesting.
Next up, Elle Fanning in Givenchy. She's in
remember
the
when she was
Complete
little.
Unknown. That's how I feel about her. The
This
movie
is-
that she's in is basically the title.
It's so washed out.
Yeah.
honestly just looks like a belt is walking across because everything's just bleeding into the background.
She
I'm
was
sorry.
actually
She's a
listed
gorgeous
on
woman.
most blogs as one of the best dressed, but I feel like this was kind of boring.
I mean,
It's a
it's
little
very
bit pilgrim
classy.
chic.
It's just so washed out.
Okay, quick. Halle Berry in Christian Siriano.
I love this.
Is this groundbreaking though? I mean, what is this? You love this?
I
she
love
can't
it.
sit. She's gonna cut her butt the whole time.
That ain't my problem.
Oh,
I'm
my
just looking at
goodness.
it. All right, I think
It's a modern twist. I get it.
I think the proportions are cool. I like the side detail and how it's carried up through the bodice.
Next up,
I like it.
we got Michelle Yeoh in Balenciaga. Dude, I gasped on this one. I mean, it's
a
color.
beautiful
Everybody's
color.
been so
Yes,
beige, right?
So washed out.
Right. This is a
The color is striking. The dress isn't, groundbreaking, but the color.
The
color
train.
makes
I love the
it.
train. Yeah, the color makes it. That cerulean is one of my favorite.
Yes.
Miley Cyrus and Alexander McQueen. She also dyed her eyebrows here. You probably can't see that, but they're like. I didn't love it either on her.
I don't love the dyed eyebrows
Is that
because
right?
it makes your bone structure look weird. Like
Yeah.
I just don't like that. The dress is basic. It's eh.
Yeah. I mean,
The
I feel
gloves
like
are
somebody else
weird.
wore the gown and maybe she's just too boring. All right, 3 more on deck and we've got less than a minute. Selena Gomez in Ralph Lauren.
She looks lovely.
She looks
This is
bedazzled.
gorgeous.
She looks nice. Classic.
This is neutral without washed out.
Yeah. Old Hollywood. I got
She
that
got her
vibe.
colors done.
Yeah.
The other ladies didn't.
Yeah, the girls are girling in that one.
Yes,
Next
for
up,
sure.
Timothy Chalamet in Givenchy.
I mean,
Does he look like a stick of butter? Like, what happened? Everyone loved this, apparently. This was trending all of best dressed.
well, everyone hates the basic black tux, but when you complain about the basic black
You're
tux,
going to get a buttered yellow suit, right?
you
No
get a
thanks.
buttered
Yeah.
face suit.
Mm. And
I mean, I like the brooch.
last but not least, Zoe Saldana in Saint Laurent.
What are we doing with this?
You didn't like this.
What are we doing
It's
with
very
this?
romantic. Oh, I'm so worried about our friendship.
I mean,
Wow.
I love the color.
Ugh.
I don't.
That's all you're going to give me is
I
color?
don't
It's a
love
little funky.
the bandeau. I don't love the bandeau.
My goodness.
That's not.
It's not going to be Izzy's
the
prom dress. No.
Girls are. They look strangled.
But that's kind of like the look. It's like this chic, streamlined look with the...
And then what is the drapery happening?
Kathy's with me. She said
struggling.
beautiful.
Struggling.
You are really
Sorry.
struggling.
I mean, the necklace is pretty.
The
I like
struggle
the color.
is real.
I don't love it when you like uniboob smash it. Like
You don't love
embrace the fact that you have a chest. Like get
True,
over it and
true.
dress to fit your actual body. Don't
Get the
hurt
girls
yourself.
up and out. I
If
love
we're
it.
anti-corset, don't.
So
bind
best
the
dressed out of
boobies
all
like
of them. Who were you thinking?
I like the color best on Michelle Yeoh. Best dressed, I'm gonna have to give it to my man's in the red tux.
Oh, Coleman Domingo.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean-
great. I'm gonna go Demi Moore. I
Demi
think
Moore
she
is
looked
gorgeous.
amazing. Yeah.
Yes, she looks fabulous.
Well,
Demi
folks,
Moore.
that's all we got for tonight.
Yes.
So
That was a lot.
excited. It's an awesome conversation.
Speed fashion round.
That's how we do.
You
That's
got it.
right. You drive through twice. But
How
us.
much caffeine did we have today?
None.
No, we're not talking.
So
We'll never
good.
tell.
But I will see. I'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's.
We'll see.
Yeah. What
Triumphant
happens?
return of morning show.
God bless your
incoming.
your mouth to
Davey
God's
doesn't
ears.
want to take all these breaks. Everybody.
No.
Love in the comments for Davey.
I'm a workhorse.
I know. Overdoer.
Overdoer. Nice. Ding ding.
All right, you guys
So
have a
good.
great night. We'll see you tomorrow with Levi. Mike will be back. We'll see what we're talking about tomorrow, guys.
I love you guys so much.
Bye.
Bye, boo.